How are we going to be happy with what we look in real life if we are constantly editing every photo of ourselves to make us more satisfied with how others see us online? Thank you for listening Above Ruby's podcast, created by a mom for every mom and parents for that matter, embracing parenthood and sanity. Here to help you get by through weekly discussions on parenting, relationships, home, and faith as you juggle daily in life. Okay, going back to our theme, which is no filter, very familiar topic for everyone, especially for the youth, no? At ano yan? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it harmful? Is it dangerous? Ano nga ba talaga ang nagagawa ng filter? And do we need filter? Do we need to filter our photos, our lives, our personalities? Do we need to do that? These are the things that we will learn tonight. Okay. So, hindi ito tungkol sa filter na yung sa vacuum na filter ha, although ano yan, very helpful yan, nakakatulong yan sa paglilinis. But this is not the kind of filter we are going to talk about tonight. Hindi rin ito yung filter na water purification system. Although very helpful din siya kasi nakakatulong siya para hindi tayo maano no, magka-amoeba pag malinis na tubig yung ating iniinom. At hindi rin ito yung filter na ginagamit sa gripo. We are talking about this kind of filter. Itong nasa kanan. Filter ng picture. You can be enhanced like this with the use of a filter, Photoshop and other photo editing applications. Or you can be this kind of filter na marami din sa atin ang gumagamit. Ito ang klase ng filter na pag-uusapan natin ngayon. What does filter in a photo mean? Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng filter? Marami sa atin alam na ito, but technically speaking or according to Google, a filter in a photo is a software routine that changes the appearance of an image or part of an image by altering the shades, the colors of the pixels in some manner. Filters are used to increase brightness and contrast as well as to add a wide variety of textures, tones, and special effects to a picture. So, merong professional way of filtering a photo na may mga photographers tayo dito, nandito si Bijoy, nandito si Chinchin, mga photo hobbyists natin dito. Alam nila yan, yung ibig sabihin ng filter na yan. It is to enhance a photo. Especially kung hindi naman ganun ka pangmalakasan yung camera natin. Nakakatulong yung filter para ma-enhance yung picture. Ayan. Now, the question is using a filter on selfies impacting our mental health? Parang iisipin mo, filter lang naman yan, Ma'am Nilin. Filter lang naman yan. Parang, ano nga yan, easily accessible nga yan. Ginagamit natin yan for fun. Ang nakakapagpatawa tayo ng tao dahil sa filter. I don't think you should give such a big deal on filters. Why are we talking about this? Okay. So, sa pagsasaliksik na aking ginawa, no, nowadays, it became very common knowledge that celebrities in magazines and ad campaigns were digitally modified so that they appeared to have no imperfections, blemishes, cellulites, lumps, or bumps, regardless of their shape or size. Just perfectly edited, toned, tanned torsos. Okay, alam nating lahat to. Kapag magazine, kapag ads sa billboard, kapag mga nakapost sa EDSA, or kaya sa mga tindahan, sa mga packaging, we know they are all filtered. Marami ang nakakapansin sa atin yan. They look perfect. Para silang mga Barbies. Or kaya yung mga lalaki, ano ba, meron bang tinatawag na 8-pack? Lahat na lang ang katawan nila may mga muscles. Kulang na lang pati mukha nila may muscles. Ang mga babae, binibigyan ng curve. Pag nasobrahan naman sa curve, binabawasan yung hips, binabawasan ng taba sa tiyan, pinapasexy, tinatanggal yung mga pimples, tinatanggal yung mga acne, o kung ano pa mga blemishes sa mukha. Yung payat, pinapataba, yung taba, pinapapayat. Especially sa Victoria's Secret model. I used to watch Victoria's Secret models before. Yung nagra-ramp na talaga sila. Yearly may ganun sila. So, yung ibang magazines, kahit na may laman ang model, no, talagang ini-edit out nila. Yung legs natin, gusto ng iba na hindi nagdidikit yung legs ng babae. That is the perfect body daw. Okay, so yeah, that's what society is. That's what we are being taught outside, no? na ganoon ang perfect na body, ganoon ang magandang itsura. And you, all of us, knowing na we don't have that sa camera, pag check natin, napipicture tayo, we are like trying to be like them because that is what society standard is. So, ganun yung nagiging effect niya. Nowadays, we can easily digitally modify ourselves without having any tech knowledge or forking out a fancy photo editing suite. That's thanks to Snapchat and Instagram and other applications na isang pindot lang natin, na-edit out na agad, na-filter na agad yung ating mga pictures. And again, I'm not saying everything is bad. I'm not saying everything is good. This is why we do things in moderation. Ayan. So excessive use of filters could have an effect on our mental health. Ito ay hindi ko sinabi, kung hindi sinabi ito ng research, posibleng magkaroon ng epekto sa ating mental health ang sobrang paggamit ng filters sa ating mga pictures. How are we going to be happy with what we look in real life if we are constantly editing every photo of ourselves to make us more satisfied with how others see us online? Kagaya nga ng sabi kanina, ini-edit ko para magmukhang mas okay sa social media, sa Facebook. Ini-edit ko kasi meron akong tagyawat ngayon, ayoko makita ng iba. You are trying to like teach yourself, your mind, na that is what beauty is. That is what is acceptable in the sight of people or in the sight of the other person on the other side of the screen. So ganyan, no? A big concern with this addiction, okay, this addiction of using way too much filter is, and editing of photos are negative effect they could have on our mental health. So posibleng maapektuhan ang mental health natin dahil sa excessive use of our filters, especially on the younger generation. The most popular Snapchat filters literally distort your face. They make it slimmer, pinapaliit nila yung mukha, binibigyan nila ng cheekbones. I don't know if you can imagine. Pinapaliit nila yung panga, pinapa-enhance yung dito pag nag-i-smile, and then even out the skin tone, even change our skin color. Marami ang kayang gawin ng filter. Naalala ko dati yung meron akong cellphone na Asus, tapos nagpipicture ako. Nagtataka ko, bakit parang kulang na lang? Triangle na yung mukha ko dito pa ibaba. Para na siyang inverted triangle. Hindi ko alam, naka-on pala yung filter na yung yun nga, pinapaliitan yung mukha. Again, this is not me saying it. This is a research that is done and is written at exerciseright.com.au. So, excessive use of filters can have a negative effect on our mental health. It makes us set a different kind of standard, a standard that is not real, a standard that is untrue. Kasi hindi ikaw yan, hindi tayo yan. Okay, so there is a study being conducted to screen for depression and mental illness by analyzing use of Instagram filters, indicating how we manipulate our photos. Says a lot of our state of mental health. So pag may mga taong depressed, kasama sa ini-investigate or chine-check ng mga doctors is anong klaseng posts, anong klaseng filter ang ina-apply nila sa kanilang mga posts. Chine-check ang kanilang social media. Kasama na yan ngayon sa background check when someone is depressed. Why? Even filters pala, they indicate your mental well-being. So to answer the question, is using filter on our selfies impacting our mental health? The answer is yes, depending on how excessive you are using your filters. Okay, kailan ang huling panahon na nag-take ka ng picture ng walang filter? Can you still remember? Or hindi na? If hindi mo na naalala, try doing that after today's fellowship kasi that's who we are. That's the reality. That's unfiltered nga, no? Hashtag no filter. Ayan. So, ang mga kabataan ngayon ay distorted sa standard ng kagandahan ng mundo. Ayun nga, we are being brainwashed by media. We are being brainwashed online. Meron tayong mga personalities, mga influencers na fina-follow sa social media na parang, wow, ang ganda niya, wow, ang puti niya, wow, ang sexy niya. Tapos, pag hindi tayo ganon, parang nadadown tayo. I'm not like that, so I'm just gonna use filter. Okay, ano ba ang mga set or ang mga standards na ginagawa ng mundo sa atin, bini-brainwash nila sa atin ngayon? Dito lang muna sa Philippines kasi each place has different culture, different standards of beauty, but dito sa Pilipinas, maganda ka pag puti ka. Tama, mali? Tama, 'di ba? Kaya nga may mga campaigns about morena beauty kasi it should not be the case. I mean, no matter what your color is, We all are beautiful and handsome. Okay, pero ito ang siniset ng Philippine standard sa kagandahan. Dapat maputi ka para maganda ka. Kaya kumikita ang silka, ang gluta, at kung ano-ano pang mga pampaputi. Ayan, kailangan flawless ka. Dapat wala kang mga stretch marks, cellulites, mga kung ano-anong blemish sa katawan. Alam natin yung cellulite, ito yung mga parang may umbok-umbok din sa mga skin natin kapag marami tayong fats sa katawan. Ayan, so dapat fair ang skin tone mo. Dapat ang kulay ng iyong tiyan ay kasing kulay ng iyong arms. Dapat ganon. Kasi kung hindi, hindi ka maganda, hindi ka gwapo. So, may ganon na dapat fair ang skin tone mo. Ano pa, kagaya ng sabi kanina, dapat naka full face makeup ka kasi hindi ka maganda kapag hindi ka naka-makeup. Very brainwashed tayo sa mga ganitong ano 'no. And then of course, dapat wala kang pimple at saka acne kasi kapag meron ka nun, di ka maganda. It's not true. I mean, yung acne is a different kind of skin condition that is sometimes not healed right away. May iba sa kanila na talagang kailangan na you have to test different kinds of products at hanapin mo kung ano yung hiyang sa mukha mo bago ma-heal yung iyong pimple or acne. And that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But because the Philippine standard of beauty is telling us that dapat wala kang pimple para maganda at gwapo ka, then you try to filter your face para wala kang pimple sa pictures mo. Ayan. We have become so focused on our outward appearance, 'di ba? Because that's what society is teaching us to do. For your daily dose of inspirational proverbs, visit us on Facebook and Instagram. Simply search above Ruby's blog. Want to know more about podcasting and connect with podcast virtual assistants? Join us in our exclusive Facebook group. Simply search Podcast VAs Philippines. Now, we have to undo that mindset. We have to refocus our minds na hindi dapat ganun yung iniisip natin. We have to learn to be able to embrace our identity of who we are and how we are created. Ang sabi sa text natin, I will praise you. Pupurihin kita dahil ako ay fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous. Ano ba yung marvelous? Kahanga-hanga ang iyong gawa at ang aking kaluluwa, alam ito very well. I know it all too well. I know it like the back of my hand. Alam ko kung gaano kaganda ang iyong gawa, Panginoon. Ayan. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret. We were made in secret when we were still in the womb. Hindi pa man tayo nabuo. 'Di ba? Alam na ng Panginoon. Ganon ang paggawa sa atin ng Panginoon. Okay, fearful in this context does not mean, nakakatakot. Di ba ginagawang joke yan? Parang fearfully and wonderfully made ka, kaya nakakatakot yung pagmumukha mo. Itago mo kasi nakakatakot. Scary ka. No, that's not what it means. Ang sabi ay, fearful in this context, it does not literally mean to be scared or afraid. In the Hebrew translation, it means great reverence, heartfelt interest, and with respect. Kung sa Pilipinas yan, ikaw ay parang presidente. May special treatment, VIP, kataas-taasan, kagalang-galangan. Ganon ang pagkakagawa ng Panginoon sa atin. That's what it means when we say fearfully. And wonderfully, when translated from Hebrew, means unique or set apart. So, merong nakahanda dyan. Ikaw ang chicken cordon na naka-separate doon. Mabilis na ubos kasi special ka. Ayan, naka-set apart ka para sa mga magagandang bisita. Remember during old biblical times, yung wine, they prepare the best for last. Parang ganun tayo. You are set apart for God's work. We are created to be Christ's image bearer and to live a fulfilled life without rivals for an amazing and unique purpose. That's what we are. That's who we are. So there's no reason na i-doubt natin yung sarili natin. Significant tayo sa harap ng Panginoon. What is significant? Special, important. Hindi maraming baby kasi ikaw lang, mag-isa ka lang. Hindi katulad kanina na ang daming naka-line up na honey ko, baby ko, or sino-sino pa. No, isa lang, significant tayo sa Panginoon. We are loved, we are cherished, and we are treasured. Ayan. So sabi sa verse 13, you formed my inward parts, tong aking mga atay, mga balon-balunan. Ikaw ang gumawa nito, Panginoon. You covered me in my mother's womb. You created that something called amniotic sac para maproteksyonan ako habang binubuo mo ako sa sinapupunan ng aking ina. Your eyes saw, nakikita ng iyong mata, Panginoon, yung substance, lahat ng substance or lahat ng mga bagay na bumubuo sa aking pagkatao, kahit hindi pa ako nabubuo, nakikita na tayo ng Panginoon. Ganun tayo kaimportante that He watches every development of our lives even before we were completely formed. Kahit noong nasa tiyan pa tayo, kakagawa pa lang ng, kakamit pa lang ng egg cell and sperm cell, God is already watching us, how we are formed, how we are developed. Ito, we are handcrafted. And I want to show this, should explain further what that verse means. Okay? We are valued by God. Amen ba? Naniniwala ba kayo dyan? So, why are we trying to question that? Why are we questioning our capability, our being, how we look like? Again, that is because of how the standard is teaching us. It's brainwashing. The society is telling us we are not beautiful, we are not handsome enough, we are not good enough. Pero sabi sa Biblia, we are carefully handcrafted. Ilang oras, matagal bago gawin. Each by God, every piece of our being. That's how special we are to our Heavenly Father. Ayan. So God knows everything about us. Walang maitatago sa Kanya. He sees us with no filter. So let's not question ourselves, no? Kasi tayo, nakikita tayo ng Panginoon. This is a different kind of filter. So we have two different kinds of filter here right now that we are talking about. Isa is yung filter na ginagamit natin sa social media or whatever we do to enhance a photo. And then there's another filter, God to man naman. Ito ay yung Panginoon. Pag tinitingnan niya tayo, kahit anong takip ang gawin natin, kahit anong filter ang gawin natin, He sees us straight to the heart. So yun ang ginagawa ng Panginoon. Kahit anong tago natin, wala. We cannot hide from the Lord. So, we might be like hiding a motive here somewhere. We are trying to be kind. We're trying to look good sa harap ng isang tao. Pero may iba pala tayong motibo dyan. And nakikita yan ng tao na parang, oh, bait niya. Okay siya, maganda siya, ganyan. But you cannot hide that from God. You cannot hide the reality and from the Lord. Ayan. Kagaya ng sinabi ko, we can pretend our service and worship whenever we want and possibly make other people believe that we are really doing it wholeheartedly. But God knows our real motive. So tayo, nakikita tayo ng Panginoon ng walang ka-filter-filter. Okay, if you feel that you are of no value, look around you, look around us, no? Yung mga paligid natin. Minsan tinatanong natin yung kapasidad natin, yung skills natin. We are questioning ourselves. Am I good enough? Am I capable enough? Am I influential enough? Am I doing good enough? And look around us when we're questioning ourselves, yung mga skills natin, kasi baka naman, iyan ay kung ano lang finifeed ng society sa'yo. What we feed our mind is what we are going to become. So kung tinuturo mo sa sarili mo na hindi sapat yung ginagawa mo, hindi ka sapat, you will never be good enough. You will never be valuable enough in the sight of someone. Hindi ka kamahal-mahal, hindi ka kaibig-ibig, kapalit-palit ka, hindi ka sapat, then that's what you are going to become. Kasi that's what you're feeding your mind here. And it's going to manifest in your inner being. Kasi what our mind thinks, the body follows. Kaya nga sabi sa a very old saying, watch your thoughts because they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become your destiny. And it becomes your character. So what starts in your mind becomes who you are. Anong sabi sa Biblia? We are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are special. God is watching over us from the very moment that we were conceived in our mother's womb. We are special. Kaya naman, hindi natin dapat kine-question yung sarili natin na hindi tayo sapat. Yung ginagawa natin na hindi sapat unless you are really not doing enough. No? That's the only time that you would question it. Meron bang dahilan para isipin mo sa sarili mo na hindi sapat ang ginagawa mo? If you are doing it half-heartedly, then there is a reason why you are questioning yourself. But if you are doing everything, you are doing your best, then you are doing your best for the Lord. And there's no reason for you to question what you are doing kasi alam mo sa sarili mo na ginawa mo ang lahat para sa Panginoon with the right motive and with the right mindset. Ayan, fixing the not so lovely details is easy to do with an application. Yung mga blemishes natin sa mukha, mabilis ayusin yan sa applications, but it's a little harder in this broken world. Deep down sa puso natin, we know we should be more focused on what we are feeding our minds. Ayan, when we quiet the noise of social media, do you do social media break? Like, nagta-turn off ba kayo ng social media? Alam mo yung parang sobrang dami nang naano sa utak natin. Ang dami nang nagaganap online. I need to reset. We need that. No? And if we quiet the noise of social media and get alone with the Lord, that's when we are reminded na ang ating puso, hindi ang ating itsura or ang ating pinapakita sa mundo ang pinakaimportante. Kung hindi, ano daw ang ating puso? What is in our hearts? What is our real motive? What's the real score? That is what God sees directly, and that's what matters the most. Kasi yan ang nakikita niya ng walang ka-filter-filter. We are lovely even without filter, and we have a God who looks straight into our hearts without any filter. Maganda tayong lahat kahit walang filter. We are fearfully and wonderfully made by God, and we don't need anything to enhance that. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Sign up to my newsletter so you're notified of my next podcast at www.abovepreciousrubies.com or follow me via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Podcast, and other podcast streaming platforms. If you have comments, questions, or suggestions, email me at nilyn@abovepreciousrubies.com. I look forward to talking to you.